back on the show is Cory Sandhagen, who's coming off his first UFC victory. He got a second-round TKO finish over Austin Arnett at UFC on Fox 27 on January 26th. Cory, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good, James. How are you, dude?
I'm doing well. It's good to talk to you again. This is new for us because you're a member of the UFC roster. I know we tried to set something up beforehand, but scheduling just didn't work out. But I'm happy to talk to you here. And I want to go all the way back to LFA. You had that fight at LFA 31 on January 19th. How soon after did you find out about this UFC contract and everything else?
It was about 5 minutes afterwards.
Really? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I was in the back. Me, Elliot, and Christian were just pumped, celebrating. And then one of the Arizona Commission guys came to the back on his phone and was just like, "Hey, man, we have someone on the phone for you." And I just thought that he was like joking around, like he was an older guy. So I was like, "Oh, this guy's making another old man joke." And then no, he was like, "No, seriously, take the phone." And I took the phone, and he was like, "Hey, this is the UFC. Are you injured?" I was like, "No, not injured." He was like, "Well, you want to fight next week in Charlotte?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to fight in Charlotte, man." And then, yeah, so I was super pumped after that. And then I just gave the phone to Elliot. Elliot talked to him. And then, yeah, that was it, bro. It happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. It just sort of came out of nowhere. The fight was announced sort of the week of the fight. And, Austin as well, it seemed kind of out of the blue because Austin was coming off a loss. But heading in there, I got to ask, I mean, you wouldn't have said this in a pre-fight interview, but were there any nerves in the octagon? Because it didn't look like it.
No, man. Like, for whatever, or I know why. The reason is I've been doing a lot of like I said, like mental training and things like that, working with the sports psychologist and things. So like I'm like I feel so free when I'm in there now, man. Like there's no really fear. Like the worst that happens is I lose, and there's a lot worse things in life than that. And I just go out and with the mentality of I'm going to do my best, and there's literally nothing else that I can do in there. And I just want to perform, and I just want to show the world what I can do, and that's helped me perform really, really well in the last 3 fights. So I'm excited to see where else that's going to take me.
Could that fight have gone any better for you?
No, man, I don't think so. I got to show all of my skills. Like I got to show my striking, I got to show my defense. I took him down one time. I got a little bit lazy against the cage. There's some things that I obviously still need to work on, which is nice too, because I got to learn a lot. The only thing that I guess could have gone differently is I wouldn't have broken my thumb. I found out that I broke my thumb today, so that kind of sucks. But no, I have a lot to work on. I learned a lot from the fight. I got to show what I can do, and I got to make a statement by finishing them. So yeah, man, I was pumped, dude. I couldn't see it going better.
And, Austin's got 18 career fights, and if you look at his pro record, his amateur record, he's never been finished. He's never been knocked out, I should say. Were you expecting the finish in the fight, or did you just see an opening and you're like, I got to go for it?
Honestly, I didn't know that I was going to finish him, but I saw me finishing him either with low kicks or body shots. I knew that he could take a shot on the chin. I watched his Contender Series fight. That's the only one that I watched. And, like, that fight was a nasty fight. And I was like, all right, well, this guy's not going down if I hit him on the chin. So I was just going to attack his body the whole time and kick his legs. And I knew 15 minutes of that probably wasn't going to happen. So that was the game plan going in. And yeah, it worked. Nice when it worked.
I was going to ask, how did you celebrate after the fight? Again, a big win for you. It happened early on in the card. I imagine you got to enjoy yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely did. Drew fought on the same card, so we had a bunch of guys out, actually. So there was, I think 5 of us. Neil came out, Sean Madden, and our coach Dave was in Drew's corner, and then Elliot and Christian were out there for me. So yeah, it was a good time afterwards. We all went out. We did a little bit of celebrating at the bar, and then I'm kind of back to it. My elbow was a little hurt. My thumb, like I said, is broken. So, but I'm still kind of on this quest to be the best that I can be. So I'm still going to be in the gym last week and this week too. So,
did you get any feedback from the UFC after the victory? Because again, it was very impressive.
Not too much yet. I don't really know, honestly, how that works. I don't know. I guess Elliot will talk to the UFC when I'm ready to fight again, once my thumb gets cleared. But no, I haven't gotten any messages from them. But I'm sure that they're pumped. I don't really need the validation from them. I'm sure that if I ask for another fight pretty soon, I'm sure that with a performance like that, they'll put me on.
Absolutely. Now, you talked about the broken thumb. Do you have sort of a timetable as to the recovery on that, or is this still relatively new?
Still kind of new. I actually just got back from speaking with the hand specialist. I don't know, she said 6 weeks in the cast, or I can get surgery, and it'll be about the same time. So yeah, 6 weeks from now.
Okay, interesting. Is there sort of like a perfect timetable of when you want to get back in the cage?
I would maybe like to fight in May or June. I'm kind of like one of the guys that likes to stay really active. And yeah, but like I said, I'm going to take it one day at a time. Whatever happens, happens. I'm cool with it. I'll just keep moving towards being the best that I can be. That's all that I can do.
Is there anyone in particular you want to fight next? Maybe, a fellow prospect, a veteran? Is there sort of a preference?
No, I'm not that far. I don't think yet. I can't start like picking and choosing names. And to be honest, I don't really know anyone in the UFC.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really watch a ton of it, anyways. But no, I'll cross those bridges when I start making a little bit more noise.
Last question for you here. I imagine you watched the Super Bowl this past weekend, correct?
No, dude, I don't watch football.
No? Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because I know obviously a lot of people are watching it, even though even if you're not a football fan, people sort of tune in. Now I got to ask, first cheat meal after the fight, because again you had one fight and then another fight sort of back to back. I imagine the diet was sort of on point during that period.
The cheat meal,
or maybe a nice frosty beverage, something like that. What was sort of the first thing you had after the fight?
What did I have? I think the UFC gave us a bunch of barbecue, so I had some barbecue in the back. But to be honest, dude, I just kind of lived the lifestyle of like it being healthy, which I know is like pretty lame to people. And like,
it's not. Hey, if you're a professional athlete, you got to take every shortcut, every corner you can. So I think keeping the diet on point is probably a good idea.
Yeah, I did enjoy some glasses of wine though, and a couple beers. We definitely did that.
Was the beers Coors Light by chance?
No, I don't really drink Coors. I like Blue Moon. Blue Moons are good for me.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard. I'm up in Canada, so I guess I'm so sheltered. But I've never heard of that beer brand. Where is it? Like a pretty popular beer in Colorado?
I think it's pretty popular in the U.S. all over the place. I think.
All right.
I don't know.
I'll
Popular
check it out.
Coors. Yeah.
Good to know. Awesome. Well, Cory, again, thanks again for the time. I always appreciate it. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, so I don't really do the Twitter thing, but my Instagram is CORS.LIFE. And then I have a really great sponsor, muscle activation sponsor, Rock Solid, who really takes care of me, the Robusto Room. And then I have, I'm forgetting someone. Who am I forgetting?
You can just check out your Instagram. I'm sure you're plugging that stuff all the time, right? So they won't feel left out. You go to the Instagram page. That's where all the goods are, right?
Yep, right on.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.